or CABT, specializes in quiet, grassroots organizing. But it also can, and does, generate local media coverage. For example, CABT persuaded the NBC affiliate in Chicago to run this story.
The trucking industry wants to put bigger semis on the roads. That's raising concerns among some drivers. The debate ahead.
If it seems scary enough driving alongside one of these on the highway, imagine one that's 3 times longer. Well, the trucking industry is pushing for more of that type on the highway. That story coming up.
If the trucking lobby has its way, these super rigs will become an all too familiar sight, a new breed of semi-trailers over 100 feet long. That's as long as a 10-story building on wheels. The trucking industry is pushing for more double and triple trailer trucks to be allowed on the country's highways. But there are concerns about the safety of bigger trucks on the road.
NBC 519 reporter Anita Padilla reports on that one. Anita?
Well, it is scary enough to look in the rearview mirror and see a huge semi barreling down on you. The feeling would only get worse if that semi were a swerving super truck. You see some of those giant rigs on the highways now, and the trucking industry wants to put even more on the road. Imagine riding next to an out-of-control super truck like this. The giant rigs are allowed on certain highways in Indiana, and in Illinois, the 2-trailered trucks are legal. What's amazing is these extra big semis could be headed for more highways if the trucking industry has its way. It's an issue safety advocates are strongly opposed to.
They can't react as well, regardless of how tired or untired these truckers are, and most of them, or not most of them, a lot of them are tired and are driven to be that way.
But some big truck companies say there's a shortage of drivers and a growing need for deliveries. These giants of the road seem to be their answer, but not even drivers like the idea. They call these rigs wiggle wagons.
I've got a doubles and triples certification. I pulled them. I don't want to pull them. They're crazy.
I stay away from them because, like I said, they're dangerous.
In Rhode Island, the home of the chairman of one Senate Transportation Committee, CABT recruited a host of local activists and organizations, including the AAA and the Teamsters, and generated some great local coverage.
Well, out on the roads, big rigs are getting even bigger, and with the increase in size comes increased concerns about your safety.
53-footers are the longest allowed in Rhode Island, but there's a nationwide push for even longer trucks like these triple trailers now banned in the Northeast. Some fear their accident potential.
These things are just going to be like a sickle sweeping across grains of straw. It's just going to chop them right down.
Meanwhile, 3,000 miles away, CABT was using television coverage in LA and San Diego to change Governor Pete Wilson's position on a proposal to bring longer combination vehicles into Southern California. Listen to what CABT persuaded a San Diego station to say.
You're riding down the freeway. Picture this. Then a 100-foot-long truck roars past you going 55 miles an hour. Now, if that bothers you, you're not alone. But there's a chance you could be seeing and feeling that very soon. KUSI's Doug Curley's in the newsroom now with this story, Doug.
The trucking industry is lobbying Congress hard to allow the testing of triple-trailer rigs on the high deserts of eastern California, on Interstates 15 and 40 north of the Cajon Pass, to see if they can work on California freeways. Why? A look at this map will answer that question. 16 states now allow the triple-trailer rigs, including every state adjacent to California. No wonder the trucking industry is fighting so hard to get the trucks into the state. The worry of opponents, obviously, is that triple-trailer trucks will soon be roaring and weaving and swaying down San Diego freeways.
The emergency medicine community opposes triple-trailer trucks as a health hazard for Californians.
The idea of those big trucks on our freeways, says the California Trucking Association, is nonsense. But can you guarantee that?
I would guarantee it because I wouldn't run it. I own a trucking company.
In Florida, numerous television anchors and reporters became great advocates for CABT.
Triple trailer trucks are not allowed on Florida highways right now, but state transportation managers are worried that a federal ban will be lifted soon. So those opposed to the big rigs are gearing up for a fight.
Now, if sharing the highways with tractor trailers makes you a little nervous, wait till you hear this. In a few months, those triple trailers could be hitting the roads in Florida. But Channel 9's Kathy Bellich says Central Florida leaders are joining forces now to keep that from happening. She's live on the East-West Expressway right now. Kathy?
Every year, about 5,000 people die in car accidents involving trucks, and that's the equivalent of 20 jet crashes. There are a lot of people who believe the bigger the truck, the greater the danger.
This is Channel 6 News.
Good evening. Is it a triple threat, a truck pulling 3 trailers?
Critics call triple trailers a triple threat. There's a push to allow them on major highways, but there's also plenty of opposition right here in Central Florida. Channel 6 News reporter Peter Kaufman has details.
It's really hard to take in all at once. From headlight to tail light, the triple trailer measures out at 114 feet, and boy is it heavy.
It weighs as much as a Boeing 747 when fully loaded. And if you can count the wheels, it's got 26 wheels to splash water during a Florida downpour.
The problem is that these mammoth trucks on the road are unmanageable.
If you would envision not one, but perhaps a dozen or so of these on I-4 going through Orlando.
From Virginia comes Senator Warner, the chairman of the other Senate Transportation Committee. From Texas, Senator Hutchison chairs a key transportation subcommittee. Here are excerpts from Virginia and Texas television news stories.
Still ahead, though, on News Channel 6 at 11. Is this triple tractor trailer a hazard on the roadway? You decide. Newland Archinal is going to show us why some people want to put the brakes on these kind of vehicles.
It can often be frustrating trying to pass a tractor trailer on the highway.
Well, now lawmakers are considering lifting a ban on truckers who pull not 2, but 3 trailers.
Newland Archinal explains in this story that you'll see only on 6.
To the average car driver, it keeps going and going and going. And critics say when one of these triple trailers gets out of control, it's like ice skaters playing crack the whip.
Just look at these pictures of a triple-long trailer in trouble. That's why safety experts want to keep them off of Virginia's roads. Some say the trucks have no visibility.
Broadcast Center, Dallas and Fort Worth newsrooms.
One Texas group is speaking out against longer combination vehicles or triple trailers. A state option to a piece of federal legislation could mean you'll see the trucks in Texas. Right now, only 16 states allow the trucks on their roads, and the group Texans for Safe Roads say it's all a matter of safety. If restrictions on longer combination vehicles or LCVs are lifted, trailers on the road could be 100 feet long and weigh up to 135,000 pounds.
Imagine one of those in a windstorm as you're driving next to it.
Jeez.
Mississippi is the home of Senate Majority Leader Trent Lott, who is also on the Transportation Committee. CABT was able to get the Jackson, Mississippi news stations to help us lobby Mr. Lott.
Other news now, semi-trucks pulling 3 trailers. Well, you don't see them on the highways here, but you may soon.
Congress put a freeze on the huge trucks in '91, letting them operate in states that used them then, but banning them in all others. Now Congress must decide to keep the freeze intact or let it thaw.
3 trailer trucks carry 3 times the cargo and pay 1 driver for the trip. That makes good business sense for some major trucking companies, but it frightens state safety officials. They believe allowing the triple trailers to truck across Mississippi will mean increased danger for drivers.
We feel that we have a safety problem here. It's just too long. The truck drivers that I have talked with personally do not want to drive this truck.
Opponents claim the triple trailer rigs cause problems because they're tougher to steer, harder to pass, take more time to roll to a stop, and spray more water behind them in wet weather.
The trucking industry wants to exploit the North American Free Trade Agreement to create NAFTA corridors, on which longer combination vehicles could run between Canada and Mexico. In Arizona, the trucking industry even got the governor to sign a so-called Canamex treaty with Mexico and Canada. CABT's news coverage helped turn the governor around. Here are some excerpts.
International politics may play a part in the safety of our roads here in Arizona. As Peter Linton Smith explains, first there was the North American Free Trade Agreement, and now there's Canamex, a controversial trade agreement between Canada, Arizona, and Mexico.
Interstate 10 will soon be known as the Canamex Corridor, one of only 3 routes in Arizona where goods from Mexico and Canada will flow. But Canamex also means this will be one of few places in Arizona where larger trucks with 3 trailers in tow would be allowed. Traffic engineers and police say 2 trailers, which are legal in Arizona, are dangerous. Adding a 3rd trailer to semi-rigs, they say, would be downright disastrous.
We already have a substantial amount of congestion already on our interstates, and you add the length and the difficulty people are going to have passing those vehicles, competing with them for the off-ramps and the on-ramps, and you're creating a very hazardous situation.
Aside from safety, traffic engineers say longer, heavier trucks will damage our freeways. Triple trailers weigh more than 90,000 pounds in some cases. Experts say they'll inflict more than double the road damage as conventional trucks. Engineers say this is where most of the damage along the Canamex corridor will occur, the overpasses along the interstates. Although most of Tucson's Interstate 10 has either been improved, expanded, or repaved, engineers say many of the pilings supporting those overpasses have not been modified to handle the larger, heavier trucks.
That a truck that weighs 80,000 pounds doesn't do twice the damage that a 40,000 pound truck does, but there's a logarithmic progression in the force exerted, so that it's really doing about 4 to 5 times the amount of damage.
Engineers say repairing that damage could cost billions of dollars, outweighing any economic benefits brought by transforming I-10 into the Canamex corridor. Peter Linton Smith, News 13.